And I know that Alex works. He does a lot of things for the show, and a lot of his works, his expertise is he knows the horror knowledge. He knows how to break things down, if you will. And we're going to reveal tonight that we're going to do our first classic breakdown.
Classic breakdown.
Nothing gets better than that horrible 80s sound.
For years, Friday the 13th and Halloween have been the premier horror franchises, along with Nightmare on Elm Street and Leprechaun. Oh, come on, guys. Who's messing with my notes here? Leprechaun? Anyway.
Well, it's a good movie. He goes to the hood.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, what other Leprechaun goes to the hood?
Yeah, Ice-T. And the pogo stick death in the original. That kicked ass.
And plus,
and Jennifer Aniston. Yeah.
Well, I mean, she's the reason not to watch the first one.
I'd rather watch the people from Friends get murdered. Okay, anyway. Okay, there are people who love both Halloween and Friday the 13th. There are people who love one or the other. There isn't anyone who hasn't wanted to see Michael vs. Jason. They both made their mark in horror history. They both have completely different feels to them. Halloween is seen as the classier franchise, while Friday the 13th is seen as mindless fun with a storyline that's loosely held together. Halloween is seen as a storyline that is followed carefully and had a great amount of development and changes for better or worse along the way, while all being held together by one man, Dr. Loomis. Friday the 13th attempted this formula with the Tommy Jarvis character. It only lasted 3 installments, though. They both have major continuity errors throughout, and all are just good fun for fans, not meant to be taken seriously. But does this mean we can't once and for all find out which franchise is stronger? No. What is the truly best of the two major franchises, Friday the 13th or Halloween?
So here's the question. This is what I want to know. If I was going to do this myself, I would personally... I mean, the obvious way for me is just go Friday 1 versus Halloween 1, Friday the 13th Part 2 versus Halloween 2, and then Friday the 13th Part 3, and so on and so forth, so you get up to, So how did you go about it? You want it a kind of a different way.
Yeah. Okay, what I did do to find out who's a strong franchise is take the true Friday the 13th movies, Part 1 through 8, and the remake, and put them in a ranking system. I did the same with Halloween 1 through 8 and the remake. It wouldn't be fair to compare 1 and 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and so on, because some just weren't as strong as the others. You're going to lose a lot of points along that way. So instead, I took the best of each franchise according to all the feedback I received in the last 6 years at my message board. And this is like popular opinion. This is not my opinion. I didn't rank them according to what I like the best. I did it from years of feedback, so I'm taking real knowledge here. We did awards for each of the franchises, everything. So I'm putting 6 years of input into this and the ranking system for each franchise. Of course, people will debate this and say, these are not the best ones in order, but it is what it is, and the public, when they're right, they're right. So what we're doing is putting the best against each other from best to worst against each other. And when the smoke clears, hopefully we'll find out which has a stronger franchise. And this is the only way I see fit to do it.
So what do you have now for number 1? How is this going to rank out?
The first two to battle each other are the two what people believe are the two best of each franchise. Friday the 13th Part 2 versus Halloween Part 1.
I can easily say my personal opinion would easily go to Halloween 1.
Damn right.
I agree. So there's no dispute there.
Yeah.
Okay. Next best. Friday the 13th Part 4 versus Halloween 2.
I got to go with Friday the 13th Part 4. And everybody knows I love Halloween 2, but give it to Friday 4.
Right. Exactly.
No, I still got to do Halloween 2.
Well, your vote for us, this is just only our vote. And, there's 3 of us. So 1 for Halloween, and then now a win for Friday for the first one. We got the first 2 out of the way.
Okay.
Obviously, 2-1. I lose on the second.
It is 2-1. Yeah, I love Halloween 2, but Friday the 13th Part 4 is better.
And personally, Alex, I know how I can see that being number 2. Friday the 13th Part 4 is my ultimate favorite, but I do that in a different way. I just go by how I used to rent them as a kid. It's more a compulsion.
Next, Friday the 13th Part 3 versus Halloween 4.
Halloween 4. I think we're all going to agree.
Friday 3, Halloween 4, Halloween 4, definitely.
I agree.
Yeah.
Halloween 4 is way better.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have 2 Halloweens so far and 1 Friday the 13th, with Friday the 13th Part 4 being the survivor.
Friday the 13th Part 1 versus Halloween H2O.
Oh God, go
Friday 1.
Yeah, I'm going to Friday 13th Part 1.
Yeah.
And we know where Alex stands. Actually, no. I know you like H2O.
Yeah.
That's because you suffered lead poisoning as a child.
You know, I gotta be logical here and go with the facts. Friday the 13th 1 is better than Halloween H2O.
Exactly.
Oh, thank God. At least I haven't totally lost you yet. Thank you.
Dude, hey, listen, the fans want to know what is the better franchise. I cannot do some passion piece here. We got to find out. And it cannot be from joking around. So that's the truth. That's the winner there. Next in the ranking, Friday 13th Part 6 versus Halloween 3.
Friday 6.
I give it a tie.
Because I wanted to pick. I like Friday. Here's how I feel about Friday the 13th Part 6. This is my feeling. The more I watch it, the less I like it. I used to love that one as a kid, and I don't think I don't think it's bad by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not saying that, but something about here's why Halloween 3 wins me over. And this, a lot of people say, "Hey man, that doesn't make sense." Well, it's my opinion, stupid. So if you don't agree, you start your own show. Any movie that takes that old Italian way of directing, in that Japanese kind of way too, with when you start off a movie with a chase scene right off the bat, I'm hooked. In that movie, I'm smart enough to say, "Oh, because Michael Myers is in it, it's not good." No, I take it as a standalone movie, and I got to go to Halloween 3. Personally, that's where my vote's going. I'm going to Halloween 3.
But here's the thing, if I can say, Friday 6 did kind of have a chase scene after Jason got dug up, and he comes out of the ground. He did kill Hawes and then chase Tommy back to his truck.
No, he didn't. He just stood there.
Yeah, and plus, Mike, when I say
no, he started to walk and then he
Mike,
stopped.
You're missing the point of the opening scene. When it opens, I mean, when the fades to
dude, it's before the credits, so it counts as the opening.
No, Mike, what you're missing, and this is why we've seen your films. When opening, you fade from the black and it opens up right away with somebody running. That's what I mean. That's an opening chase right off the bat. That's what I'm talking about.
It gets you engaged right away.
Understood, but it still counts because Friday 6 had me engaged right from the Paramount logo in the beginning, and then the lightning flashing in the
Mike,
sky.
can you tell everybody where you got your degree in film at?
Okay,
so we're going to go with. So Alex, you were tied with this, right?
I have to be the tiebreaker though.
Yeah.
But I want to mention one thing. Friday 6 had probably the most classic opening to any of the Friday 13th. That was probably the best one.
And Tom McLaughlin really turned that franchise around, and that's no disrespect to 5 itself. It's just that's what Paramount wanted. Danny Simon was stuck with that, so they did a good job with 5, but. We all know the story with you're really bringing back Jason, and Tom McLaughlin did a nice job. So where's your vote going to go to personally?
Well, I grew up with Friday 6, man, and Halloween 3. I just started liking about 6-7 years ago. I actually started watching it. It's going to be hard to depart from the sentimental value. Friday 13th 6, when I was a kid, it was really good. And then as I got older, I realized all the dumb shit in it, and it was just so ridiculous. Like me and Mike fought about the guy hitting the tree and the smiley face with the blood. Absolutely ridiculous and embarrassment. The paintball scene, completely a joke and ruined the feel of the movie to me.
But Tom McLaughlin's thing was to add humor into it, and I didn't
too much for me.
So you're gonna go with Halloween 3? I'm taking it.
Oh God, it's hard because I love Tommy Jarvis. That's why I have a tie here. Yes, I'll go with Halloween 3. I think it's better.
Halloween
3. Blasphemy, sir. Yeah. Blasphemy.
I'm sorry.
We're not. So what comes up next? What's facing off now?
The next favorite is Friday the 13th Part 5, and that's not hard to believe after 7 and 8 are the only ones left. And Halloween 6 is clearly better than Halloween 5 and 8 also. So Halloween 6 and Friday 5.
Friday 5. Friday 5.
Halloween 6.
Yeah, of course. Alex, where are you going with? Come on. You can do it.
Halloween 6, Alex,
a thorn was just too much for me.
Oh, no, it wasn't. That made the movie.
Right now, we are 3-3 tied.
Wait, are you putting down what I'm saying is 2?
No,
yeah.
Yeah, Mike.
Well, listen, if it's Friday, Halloween, then Friday wins.
Exactly, Mike. That's how.
So wait, you're telling me that both of you are saying Friday 5 is better than Halloween 6?
Yeah.
Well, both of you need to go to another place to get your freaking degree for film because both of you don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
Yeah, okay, we're not fanboys. We don't have to get emotionally attached to a person we've never met.
The next one, Friday the 13th, Part 8 versus Halloween 5.
Oh, God, I hate both of them so much.
You know what? I'm going to have to go with Halloween 5.
I'm going Friday the 13th, Part 8. Here's why. Simple fact, I know all the backstory about what they were up against, so, and they did their best with it. It's never going to be my favorite one by any stretch of the imagination, but let's face facts. Halloween 5 paved the way for 6, which is not good. So
Halloween 5 had Donald and Loomis,
Mike,
so that still makes it better than Friday 8,
right,
because Friday 8 was just... Ugh.
Keep losing credibility. I know Alex is already picking Friday the 13th Part 8.
Of course, and here's the reason. Halloween 5, when I want to say which is the worst Halloween, I have to go with that one over 8. Halloween 5 had so much more to work with than Halloween 8. Loomis was already dead. You had Loomis. You had Jamie effing Lloyd. You had Rachel actually come back. You had the 1980s still. You had that feeling. You had just so much. How do you blow it like that?
Okay,
it's just unbelievable.
I want to make this clear with what I picked up after watching Halloween 5 throughout the couple years, more and more. That's the only Halloween movie that had that decade feel, and that wasn't a good thing. That had way too much 80s with the stupid 80s.
Right. Yeah.
You know what? How many more left do we have?
Okay, we only got one more, and then the remake. You can't.
Okay.
You can't.
Well, I want to
do a remake.
I want to take a break.
Okay.
I want to take a break here. We get back because we're at Halloween has 3, Friday 13th has 4. So the next 2 are really going to decide this.
The guy just wants to be left alone in peace.
Aren't you going to take him in for questioning or anything?
Just leave him alone.
Norman Bates is back to normal. But Mother's off her rocker. Again.
Norman, is that you?
Yes, Mother. It's me.
Bates Motel.
Aside from total boredom, nothing's going to happen to you here.
I can't have that sort of thing going on in my motel. Gives the place a bad name.
Why are you so kind to me?
You remind me of someone.
Mother!
I figured Bates was a geek, but a full-fledged Looney Tune?
Norman!
I'll get you for this, Mother.
You haven't got the guts, boy. It's perfectly natural for a son to love his mother.
Psycho 3. There's always a vacancy at the Bates Motel.
We're back at Rabbit and Red Radio, the show that just keeps on getting worse.
All right, hey, we're back here right now, Rabbit and Red Radio. When we left, we had the score being, with the way Alex is doing this, and I got to give credit to Alex. At first, I didn't quite get it, but now I'm getting it and I'm loving it. So right now the score is Friday the 13th has 4 votes. Halloween has 3 votes. There's 2 left. And you broke this down from your message board of 6 years of research, of getting the facts, breaking them down, and going by what the fans' opinions are. And now us 3 idiots are giving our thoughts of. All right, so what is now? What are the bottom 2? We're on the bottom 2. I mean, these are the 2 least favorites out of both franchises.
Friday the 13th, Part 7. Even though people love the look, they do realize it's a bad script.
Yep.
Versus Halloween Resurrection.
Oh, Friday 7 all the friggin' way.
I agree.
Ian, I'm not doing this because you guys already picked Friday the 13th Part 7. I'm going with Resurrection as my pick. And here, hold on. Before, yeah, I know. If Donald was in it, it would probably be your favorite movie. We get it. I'm going with this one. With the Resurrection that was never seen.
Oh, the Homecoming? That doesn't count, though.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's what I'm picking by. So that's the one I'm saying is better than Part 7. So
okay.
So Friday wins, and pretty much it's over.
Well,
but we will do.
We had one more.
We
though.
will do the last one. But you know what? It may
Yeah.
not be over. As the executive in charge, I'm going to make sure this goes a little bit longer. Why? Because, well, we have to fill time and, you know.
We do have to fill time?
Yeah, well, if I don't...
I didn't know that.
Just go with it.
Okay.
All right. Even though the Friday the 13th remake is better than, let's just say, 7 and 8 or whatever, the reason it's not in the ranking accordingly is because I don't believe that you could pit a re-envisioning against a true source film.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
I don't think...
I get it.
Yeah. It's basically the remakes. Friday the 13th remake versus Halloween remake. And I think this is quite obvious. But of course, Mike... Yeah, of course, Mike will say this is not obvious. So.
Right, it's not.
But you're biased, so it's different.
I'm not biased. It's just not.
So the last one is, let me get this straight, is Friday the 13th, 2009 versus Halloween 2007.
Correct.
Okay. Alex, you're going with Friday the 13th?
Yes.
I am going to go with, because Friday the 13th remake did not feel at all like a Friday the 13th film.
I agree.
And even though Rob Zombie's Halloween did not feel like a Halloween film, I'm going to go to Rob Zombie. I'm going to give Rob Zombie.
Yeah!
Dude, are you kidding?
No, and I'm going to explain this right now.
Oh, you better explain this one.
Yes, I love it.
No,
you're about to lose all the fans here.
Well,
I love it, Vince. I love it.
Friday the 13th. You know what Friday the 13th remake should have been called? Lita Ford shows her tits. That was the. And I don't want to try to sound vulgar or anything. That's not what I'm.
Wait, what'd you say her name was?
Lita Ford. I mean, not
Willa
Ford. Lita Ford was from sang the ballad with Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, Lita Ford. What the hell are you talking about, sir? It's Willa Ford.
Well, I grew up in the '80s, so Willa Ford. So I mean, that's all. It just didn't have the feel. And I know it's reimagined. Oh God, you know, I'm torn by it because there's a lot of things I didn't like about Halloween. But you know,
come on.
It's my opinion. No opinion.
You know that Halloween remake is truly the better remake.
They're both not good. Okay, but Alex, here's how I'm basing it off of. It's I have to use my impulse. If I have the choice to watch one or the other, I'm going to have to go to Halloween because the remake is because when I watch that, I want to try to like it. And I want to try to look for other things, which I usually find in that remake. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad, but based on impulse, I'm going to have to give my choice over to Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween.
I can't believe that. I cannot believe that.
Thank you so much, sir. So does that mean that Halloween wins out?
This is unbelievable.
No. Now here's the thing. Here's what we could right now. Friday's in the lead. Halloween is down by 1. Now this is there's a tiebreaker. I mean, meaning this could end in a tie, or Friday can just totally win outright with this one. And now this is the one I'm coming up with, and here's how we're going to do it. So, Halloween 2 remake is up the bat. Now,
okay.
Now, I have a choice. I have the choice here to pick Jason Goes to Hell,
right?
Which was not mentioned, or Jason in Space.
You mother!
Now, hold on. Heads. I have a coin in my hand. Jason Goes to Hell would be heads. Jason X is going to be tails. Now I'm going to flip it, and whatever comes up, that's the one that's going to be bounced off of.
All right, so Jason goes to Hell is heads. Yeah. Jason X is tails.
Flipping it. It is going to be Jason in Space.
Yes. Well, Friday won.
Zombies Halloween 2 is much better.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. I do like that movie. I might have to think about this.
Yeah, I forgot. I do like that movie. I love that.
Damn, Vince, you screwed us over. We were almost done with this, finding out who's the best.
Come on, dude. You know.
I know.
You know, we'll have Alex think about his choice. I'm going to tell you my choice. Now, Mike picks Halloween 2. I've watched both versions of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Okay, I'm also basing off of this other version, the director's cut, and the overall. And I just recently watched it last weekend. It came on. It came on the Movie Channel, and watching it again. And I'm not trying to rip Rob Zombie here. He wanted to put out his own thing, and I like three performances in the movie were very well done. But
Daniel
Harris easily. That's easily. But overall, Jason Goes to Space. That was just a filler.
Jason X.
When I think about it, Rob Zombie messed everything up with H2. Okay, it's a horrible movie. There's not one redeeming quality to it. Okay, overall, and you had what the hell's going up with the White Horse? That makes no sense. Okay, we get it. It's different. Okay.
It makes sense.
No, it does. Shut your mouth, you fanboy. They could slaughter people, and it could be a real snuff film, and you say, "Oh no, it's a really good movie." No, I look at it unbiasedly. Okay. No,
But I'm not biased. The White Horse has a point in the film. If you watch the movie, it's symbolism. That's what it is.
Mike, it does have a point because he had to put his wife in the movie again. Okay, that's the point. That's the symbolization of it. You dope.
No, but it has the White Horse is symbolic.
Oh my God! No, it makes no goddamn sense at all, and you know it.
It does make sense. You just got to watch
Rob Zombie and Sherry Moon Zombie. I'm sure they're really great people. They have a great marriage. But let's face facts. It was just something. Re-put that in, and you know what? Hey, if I had somebody that I was in love with, I'd probably do the same thing. Okay, I'm not placing blame, but at the same time, goddamn, it just didn't make any sense. So therefore, I'd rather see Jason with NASA. Okay, Jason's winning he's getting my vote. Now it's split.
Come on, Alex, you know what to pick.
As Vince was talking, the visions of Halloween 2 ran through my head.
So good.
And Jason X. I know what? I'm so sorry, man. I will dismiss those terrible crowbarring in of the wife, and I'm going to say I really think Halloween 2 is such a better movie.
All right, well, you know what? I knew this was going to happen. We are tied.
Now, wait, I could take it one step further and get a tiebreaker.
Yes, tiebreaker, please.
To the people listening, we did not set this up to keep going and tiebreak, but since we are, here's what we'll do. Jason was not in Friday the 13th Part 5. Michael was not in Halloween 3.
Perfect. I like this.
So, where do we go with
We go 5 versus 3.
Yeah.
And I already know what I'm going to pick, but I'm also going to tell you how my thought process is. I would like to go first, because I just want to set up what I'm trying to tell you. Friday the 13th Part 5 came off a very tremendous, successful Friday the 13th Part 4. Okay, so then they insert 5 after this was supposed to be the end of Jason and everything else. So we have to go by this. The overall thing was Friday 13th Part 5 has the whole Jason. You think it's Jason, but in the end it's a cheap ripoff. It's not really Jason. And it ruins the feel of the whole movie. You feel let down. In 3, they do not make any bones about it. This has nothing to do with Michael Myers. 3 overall, because of the cinematic look, I love the script. Personally, I just think overall it's more of a solid movie than Friday the 13th Part 5. And also, Friday the 13th Part 5 got cut way too much. And that's not their fault. It's not. But my vote's going to Halloween 3 to break this tie. And here's the other main reason. After 3, and they kind of realized the mistake, the one they bounced back with 4, in my humble opinion, I feel helped bring the franchise back to life. So did Friday the 13th Part 6, and both were followed up by a lesser sequel.
Right.
But I just feel that 4 came back with more of a vengeance than Friday the 13th Part 6. So that's why I'm picking Halloween 3, because it's a better movie.
I agree with Vince. Halloween 3 is definitely the better film. And that's not just because I love Halloween.
He is picking a movie, and now that really does win it.
Well, I guess I had a pretty well, as Vince was describing Halloween 3, and the best point he made. They both knew that the people would not be in the movie, the killer, but Halloween 3 did it right. If you're not going to have them in, you're going to make a good movie. Now, here's the reason Halloween 3, and I guess it's just me agreeing with you guys, but here's the reason, if people, just for food for thought. Psycho 3 was Psycho 2 was an amazing movie because it could have been, like in the Psycho Legacy describes, a bunch of kids break into the Bates mansion and Norman's back out of the hospital, he escapes or whatever, and Mother's at it again. And he starts killing the kids one by one. But instead they took the high road. Tom Holland created like an incredible character developing script with great plot points. Friday 5 could have been anyone else killing a bunch of kids in an area where killings took place before. All you had to do was throw a Jason mask on them and call it Friday the 13th. But that's what they did. It is a movie where they just literally threw a random guy killing people and just put a hockey mask on him and called it Friday the 13th. It was completely non-thought out. It was just literally a filler, and it's the kind of script you write when you know that your killer is dead in the last movie, and you have to make another one. So what do? And you throw that together really quick instead of really thinking something through. And that's why it's such a poor movie. I mean, I love parts of it, and I love character. Demon's my favorite character in Friday the 13th. But Halloween 3 is a really well-made movie, and it was thought out. And it was done well and original, and that is clearly better.
And I think overall why I personally picked Halloween 3, Tom Atkins' mustache is magnificent in that film.
Yeah.
And that alone is much, it completes it for me, than seeing a mildly retarded fellow try to give a psychopath a candy bar, and therefore his father, who never, admitted he was his father, then he goes on a killing spree, which makes no sense. And how do you have time to get a bald cap too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, dude, his father hasn't hung out with the kid for 20 years, yet he's so outraged and so messed up by this kid. The kid might as well have been dead for the last 20 years. And we're supposed to believe a normal guy just goes, okay, I'm going to kill every freaking person, including a guy cleaning chicken shit out of a coop, just because my son was killed by a kid in a crazy house. Give me a break.
That's why, I mean, as much as there's certain things I do like about Friday the 13th Part 5, that alone, that is really, by far, that makes no sense. And good for you, Vic, for taking that axe and burying it into his stupid, fat body of his. Good.
That fat back.
That'd be like somebody doing that to me.
Well, you would be more deserving of it.
Probably.
I think that's the overall. Alex is now we do the show because we're horror fans, we're movie fans of pop culture. We just want to have a fun time. Alex, I like you a lot more than I do Michael J because of this segment. I just want you to know that. I don't want to play favorites here, but Mike, you better step it up there.
Okay.
Thanks, boss.
Are you comfortable with? Do you feel that was fair that Halloween won?
I do not think Halloween is even close to Friday the 13th. Is definitely rewatchability. Definitely not. I've watched Friday the 13th. I could watch Friday the 13th Part 4. I could literally watch it every day, probably. But I don't do things like that. I've probably only seen it 50 or 40 times in my entire life. But I don't do that thing where I watch it a lot. But every time I do, I never get bored of it. I could watch Part 2. I've already seen that 50 times. All the Halloweens, I save them for October, and that must say something. I mean, I just don't have the need to watch them that much. The memory sometimes is better than actually watching it again. I don't really have to, but definitely I think Friday the 13th has way more higher quality movies than the Halloweens do. I think there's just too many subpar or just okay Halloweens, and Friday the 13th there's just a little bit. There's just more better. I don't know. They're better ones.
I mean, that's your opinion. I would always feel here's why I would think you would probably like Halloween more. And that's what I'm going by, because you're such a fan of Psycho. That's like your main. That is your main franchise love,
right.
I would say. And Psycho is a very elegant movie, just like Halloween. Well, Halloween 1 and 4 are probably the elegant Halloweens.
Yes.
And I love 2, but it's not elegant because Dino from Universal said we should get it more gory. So, that whole backstory with they kind of changed it up. But I see where you're coming from, and you know what? It comes down to what strikes you more. And I think that's what it comes down to. So nobody's right, nobody's wrong. And it was very well done. And
you should just fucking smile and blow me, 'cause I deserve it.
That is the whitest white part of the eye I've ever seen.